Welcome to Gorilla Film Grind. I'm your host, Derrickmmuhammad. I want to give a special shout out. And when y'all come in, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, forward it on. And follow me on Instagram at Derrickm, Derrickm. But check this out. I want to give a special shout out to my big brother in the struggle. None other than Professor Griff. Professor Griff. Professor Griff is, he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, one of the original founding members of Public Enemy. Was the Minister of Information. He's a martial artist. He's a soldier. He's an activist. He's a scholar. He's an author. He's an entrepreneur. He's a musician. He's a rapper. Let me just say this. Reason why I want to give a special shout out to Griff, because we're friends, right? And I'm honored to be his friend. First off, because Griff and Public Enemy to me raised me out of pure ignorance that many brothers can attest to, that was raised out, or some are still in it. But his information, his dedication to knowledge, to history, to knowledge of self, to being strong and militant, and giving the black man the courage and the information needed so they can shed the ignorance of white supremacy, of slave culture, of niggerdom. Griff and Public Enemy done that. And I'm going to put it on Griff because he was the Minister of Information. You know, Chuck was the voice. Chuck put it in rhyme format, but Griff fed him the ball, like Magic fed the ball to Worthy and Kareem, and they won those championships. Griff fed the ball to Griff, to Chuck D, and Chuck D slammed it home. But let me say this. Reason why I'm giving a shout out, because people, you don't give flowers to people until they dead. And I don't want nothing to happen. I want Griff to get his flowers now. It's many of us out here on the front lines, man. We wouldn't even be here if it wasn't someone like that, like Professor Griff, sharing the information. And I'm going to say this. I didn't know the rabbi who sat with Nick Cannon the other day, Cooper, whatever his name is. What he did, he went after Professor Griff and got him kicked out of Public Enemy. How can they say they don't have power when they can go after a rap group and get the rap group kicked out, get a member kicked out for something that he said that they didn't say was a lie, they just didn't like what he said. They never said he lied. They just didn't like the way he said it, how he said it. And it was just some rinky-dink shit. So what I'm saying is we can't no longer allow people outside our community come in and influence us to turn on one another. That's what they did on the plantation. Just think about this. You got 100 slaves on the plantation, probably 10, 15 white people, maybe 20. Okay, no more than 20, maybe 30, okay. But you got 100 slaves, way more slaves. But they're slaves, they're mentally dead. They don't know nothing about nothing. All they know is about suffering, working, and trying to get Sunday off to drink. Or whatever they did on Sundays, I don't know. But the slave culture was, when you seen one slave getting whipped, they never even intervened. Woman, child, old folk, mama, husband, kid, whatever, yourself. No one intervened. They watched the slave get beat by the master because fear was instilled in them since they was little children. And what Griff, Farrakhan, the teachers of Elijah Muhammad does, it removes the fear out of the black man. See, the black man in fear, that doesn't go equal. So you're not really, if you're afraid, you're not really a full developed black man. If you're afraid. Fear is devil. God, you only should fear God. And if you are with God, there's nothing else to fear. If God is with you, there's nothing else to fear. So they instill fear in us when we was little boys on the plantation, little children. And they rule us by fear. And when anytime a person rule you by fear, they guide and dictate you. So anytime truth comes up and you have faced with a crossroads, either you're going to speak up, speak out against something wrong or injustice, the fear. That's why I hate scary movies when you were little. You shouldn't watch that because it put fear in you. Eat peppers. We're taught if you eat hot peppers, ghost peppers, that remove the fear from you. Challenge your fear. I ain't saying you shouldn't have it, but challenge your fear, man. And if you keep on challenging it and keep on challenging it, eventually you'll become fearless. And that's what our youth is. They maniacs, but they're fearless. Some of them are just straight up maniacs. They're killing each other for the slightest infraction. Just think if they took that energy and applied that fearlessness with some knowledge, wisdom, understanding, some science, some mathematics. Man, they would invent a teleportation machine right now. They would solve all the problems right now with all that energy, all that creative energy, but they use it and they keep it distracted. This is the power of people in power. They don't want the youth to be attracted to knowledge, wisdom, understanding. They want to keep you on that degraded culture. And that's the reason why I give him a shout out to Professor Griff, because I got off of that for a minute. But he gave us the ability to think past our scope, to read a book, to learn more about your history and your culture and who you are, to acquaint you with Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, Farrakhan, Marcus Garvey, and the great ones of our past. To militant you, because we're naturally a military person. To give you that sense of pride in being a man. To learn how to deal with one another in a hand-to-hand combat. Oh, man, come on, baby. Shout out to Professor Griff. Shout out to the great ones that's on the front line, man. And I'm giving flowers to them because I love him as a brother. And I want everybody to go to Serious Minds Radio on YouTube. Donate some money to him. Donate to his Cash App Professor Griff. And give him some love. I don't care what it is, whatever you can afford. Show him some love, man. Because he's under attack right now, but he's built for this. They've attacked him. He's been poisoned, shot at, house blew up, and he's still standing. Like Castro. Huh? So come on. They tried to kill Castro 670 times. United States government. 670 assassination attempts on Fidel Castro, and he died peacefully in his sleep. Tell me, ain't a universal God real, man? So I'm here to tell you right now, we're going to give flowers to the living, to our champions, to our soldiers. And that's that, you know. So look, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Derrickm, Derrickm. And until another episode of Guerrilla Film Grind, I'm your host, the alchemist, the author, the activist, the producer, Derrickmmuhammad. May the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows, and be extra good to yourself.